Hey you guys, welcome to my live stream today. I am really excited to talk to you about, 5 steps to honoring that intuition and using your intuition to build your empire, aka being super decisive. And I want to just throw your hands up right now for some decisiveness, and let's at least all get on the same page and proclaim that it is very important to be decisive, because that's really the first step, right? Hi, Jackie. Hi, Crystal. Make sure to say hello when you guys get here. If you can hear me well, tap some hearts. That helps me know that everything is good. You can hear my music. You can hear me. And we are on and popping. Are we on and popping, you guys? I have my kombucha. You guys have your kombucha? Or some tea or something? So, hi, I don't know, I think there's a lag. Hi, Ingrid. Welcome, you guys. So, intuition is such an amazing thing, and I think it's in some ways over talked about and under talked about. So I'm going to be really, really specific in terms of how I'm using intuition and using it to be decisive. Hi, Allison. Hear you great. Hi, keep it poppin'. Throwing my hands up for proclaiming I'm going to meet my goals. Yeah, girl. Hi, Nicole. Yay. Hi, Jen Gilchrist. So nice to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll just introduce myself quickly. If this is your first time on my live stream, put a number 1 in the comments so I know to say hello to you. And if we've never met, I'm Jaya Rose from jayarosecoaching.com, where I help coaches, healers, and spiritual entrepreneurs rock their online business and videos so they can get their message out in a big way, boom their business, and make the income and impact they truly desire. And something I know from being an entrepreneur for the last 15 years is that decisiveness is a superpower. It's a superpower, and if we're not tapping into it, we are missing a huge piece of what can drive our business forward in a very quick way. And I know all my soul sisters out there all want quick results. Yes? So this is such a great way. Hi, Jen. Yay, caught you live. Yeah, so you guys, if you would just take a moment to share the video, because this is something that I hear a lot of really inspiring and intuitive women talk about, this idea that it's hard to make a decision or that confusion state. And I really want to, hi Jennifer, I want to just hit it head on. So if you just take a moment to share the video, your friends and your soul sisters can hop on while we're live, join the conversation, and really get this message out there and start seeing, more and more women taking massive action, because as we all know, action is a huge piece of business, and especially inspired action. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Hello, as you pop on, make sure to say hello. And I actually came up with 5. I like to hi Jessica. I like to have a number that I stick with, so it's a little bit more concrete. And this would be a great one actually to have a pen and paper out for, because so often you hear things and they resonate, but we forget them all. So have a pen and paper. I have my pen and paper, and I have everything written down for you so I don't miss anything. And I'm just gonna start here with number 1. Really, the first step to using your intuition is honoring your intuition. So tap me some hearts if you really are tapped into your intuition and you feel like you use it often, or you at least know that it's there, right? Because I'm putting number 1, the first step, as honoring your intuition, because I believe anytime we want to make a change in our lives, there needs to be a declaration. And so we need to declare to ourselves, to the people in our lives, and to the universe what it is we truly believe, and the movement and the momentum we're choosing as we move forward. Yes? Nice. Yay. Look at all my intuitive sisters. I love it. So amazing, you guys. And so we all agree, I think, that honoring the intuition is the first step. And so when we are on the fence, we are struggling with making a choice, or we're in a state of confusion, well, we can just clearly see that is not honoring our intuition. And maybe what happens is we need more time. We need to be asking the right questions. We need to be talking to the right people. I mean, there are reasons why we feel that way, but if we have a firm understanding that we function out of our intuition and that we respect it, right? So I just want to lay that framework that the very first step is the respect for your intuition. Hi, Joy. Nice to see you. And number two, so number one, honor and respecting the intuition. And the way we do honor and respect it is with small practices. And so I'm going to explain what I mean. So number two is small practicing. I don't know how that word works together, but small practices, okay? And so what this looks like, if you're having trouble making a decision and you just feel like maybe stuck or you're not moving forward, well, we have a lot of opportunity in everyday life to make choices. You know what I mean? We make choices all day long. What time do I want to go to bed? What do I want to eat? What do I feel like doing right now? What do I feel like wearing? And excuse me. Oh my God, you guys, I just drank kombucha and it just came in a bubble in my nose. Okay, sorry. That was, I was really, cheers. So if we really hone that decision-making muscle, okay, this is what I mean by that. Making quick decisions in a small scenario develops the muscle and the relationship with your intuition and the decisive muscle, so that when there are bigger choices, we have the ability to just say yes or no, okay? And I'm going to give you some examples here. So here are two questions that are really you can focus on. So what do I want to eat? Because we eat, so if you eat 5 times a day like I do, you have a lot of opportunity for choices. And sometimes I hear people I don't even know what to eat. And I kind of just want to shake them and be like, it doesn't fucking matter what you eat. It matters that you make a choice, okay? It matters way more that you feel empowered in your own self and that you are you're the boss. It's hashtag boss bitch, right? Who are you in your own life with yourself? Because if we want to have an empire and you want to have a really thriving business and a following and you want to be the leader you are, well, then you have to be really decisive. And if we're getting hung up on small things I don't even know what to wear or these things. And so these are really powerful places to start, okay? And if that stuff is already good for you, well, then recognize that. Be yeah, I'm actually really good at making decisions. So own that power. Because when we have that muscle built up, so what do I want to eat? Okay, just make a decision and eat something, right? What do I feel like doing right now? What is my next task? I would say there should be hardly any time spent on these little decisions. And that is an initial goal, to make small decisions very swiftly. And like I said, that's going to lead into being able to make a larger decision swiftly, because there truly is no difference. When you are, so now I'm going to go into number 3, okay? So number 1 was honoring the intuition and having a firm foundation of respect, that is where you're going to make your decisions from. Number 2 is practicing small things that are in your everyday life. Really get good at being quick. How quickly can I make this decision? Maybe make it a game even, okay? Number 3, I think this is really powerful, and I've actually never heard anybody talk about this before. This is something that I use, and I use, I came up with it because I made probably one of the hardest decisions of my life, when I decided not to go to my dad's memorial. And this was this last spring. A lot of you guys who know me and who've been following me, my dad passed away suddenly. And in a time of grief is a really, really hard time to make decisions. And it's really easy when you have all of that emotion to just feel like you don't even know if what you're saying is the right thing, right? And so this was a really vulnerable time. And that's when this 51-49 rule came to me, because I used it to decide, was I going to take this trip to New York that felt so stressful. I was going to fly out really late at night the next morning, and it's 3 hours later, so I was going to be jet lagged, and the memorial started at 10 in the morning. And so I'm highly sensitive. I put all these things on the scales, right? And I was like, I'm going to completely fall apart if I have to fly to New York tomorrow with my grief and wake up at 7 in the morning. And before 7 in the morning, I'm not a morning person, okay? And like go greet all these people while they're consoling me about my dad. I was just like, while most people would say you have to go, while my whole family, including my daughter, who's 19, was like, you have to go. She was really guilt tripping me, actually. And I sat with it. And there was so much of me that felt like I needed to go, as most people would. And I'm going to try not to cry, but there was 51% of me that said, no, it's not right for you. I felt like if I would have done that, like I would have gotten really sick. And I was really working hard on my business. And I felt like that I was going to completely sabotage myself. And I just knew that 51. And so there is no decision harder to make than a 51-49 decision, okay? And when we get stuck there and we think, I don't even know how I can make this decision, should I do it? And even when we're looking at investing in ourselves, a lot of this can come up. And I think there just always is more. I don't believe in 50-50. There is nothing that is like your future is being, conditioned inside this result and it's 50% the same as if you didn't do it. It's just not true. Let me see. Allison says, I love that you honored yourself and your true feelings. I've been doing better about that too. I have to be true to ourselves. 51 is best. You're right. That is intuition. You're right. Sorry. So the 51-49 rule is really helpful because honoring that, yes, this is a hard decision. And because that was one of the hardest decisions I had to make, and I had so much, negativity coming at me, like everybody in my family, you guys know how that can be with your family's upset at you and you just want to please people. And yet there's that little bit of you, that 2 extra percent, that 51% that says, this is not truly right for me. And it just says no. You're just like, it's not quite right. And so when we take that moment and we pick the thing that has the heavier side, right? The 51 side, we can do that quickly. And there is no reason, because there is so much suffering inside the decision-making process, right? You guys tap some hearts if you know what I mean when I say that, because there is nothing worse than a confused woman. That's just not how we're supposed to be. Like, we are powerful and we are so intuitive by nature. And while my husband says he has man-tuition, let's be real, like intuition is very easily cultivated in a woman. And because we have that ability, it's just so important to honor it. Okay, so now I'm getting a little bit off. So number 3 is 51-49. When you can really look at something, and even if it's like investing in yourself or in your business. So I'll give you one more example. I just hired a business coach. You guys probably know Maru Ibicella. I can't say her name, but I can talk to her all day. She's amazing. And I paid a lot of money to work with her one-on-one, and I had a connection call with her. I wasn't even hiring her as a coach. I was like, let's just connect because we have really different messages, but a common demographic of people. And so that's a great person to connect with, right? So we got on a call, we're just talking. And then at the end of it, I was just like, well, just tell me how you work with people. So she told me how she works with people. And there was something in me that was like, yes, you have to do this. This is what you need for your business. This is your next step. And so instead of getting off the phone and saying, I'm going to think about it, because there was that 51, right? I put it on the scales and it started to weigh a little bit heavy on that one side. Boom, the decision is done. So like I said, whether it's what do I want to eat, or it's, am I going to spend, over 5 figures on this coach? If it's a yes, there is absolutely nothing to think about. I personally never need to think about something. ever, because I always know. And so almost every person I have a clarity call with says I need to think about it. But I would just like urge you to think, do I actually have to think about it? Because it's better to say yes or no than it is to think about something, honestly, because you already know. If it's 51%, you got to go for it. Okay. So that's number 4, is to always, no matter what, no matter how scary the 49% is, you have to go with the 51%. And like I said, no matter how big, how small, it is all about flexing that muscle, and it becomes easier and easier where you're like, am I going to go on this big trip? Am I going to take this opportunity? Am I feeling this? And you always know that that first reaction, and we call it a gut instinct, is the truth. And that the only thing that's going to happen if you spend time mulling it over and thinking about it is that your ego is going to pop up even more, and you're going to become confused and more disconnected from your intuition. Michelle, some of my best moves for my business have been intuitive. Exactly. So true. And so I have number 5 for you guys here, and I'll recap here in a minute. But number 5 is really simple, and it's probably, oh, thanks, Suzanne. It's probably like easier said than done. Yeah. Hi, Christy. I have to think about it is usually fear, doubt, trying to talk you out of it. Exactly. So number 5 is crucial. I think it is one of the most crucial steps to having a really good relationship with your intuition, because it's a relationship. We begin by honoring it and then listening to it. And we have to have that open flow relationship like any relationship. Okay. And here it is. You guys ready for number 5? Put a number 5 in the comments if you are ready to hear number 5. Thanks, Michelle. Hi. Oh my gosh, my kombucha is so fizzy today. So number 5 in the comments, if you're ready to hear number 5. Number 5. Thank you for the hearts. Okay. Number 5 is never, ever doubt your choices. Don't ever look in the rear view mirror. Ever. Because once you have made the choice, it is the best choice. Like every choice in your life, you can look back and say, would I do any of my life differently? And I'm somebody who's made a lot of mistakes, and I would never change not one of them, because I would not be here right now in this moment exactly who I am and how I am. And I am so grateful for that. And so that means that any energy spending wondering was it the right choice is completely wasted energy and time away from the manifesting and the power of making a choice. So when we make a proclamation, a declaration to the universe by saying, this is what I want, and the more decisive you are, it gets rewarded faster by the universe. And so in terms of using the law of attraction, this is such a huge piece. So if you can honestly say, I look back at my life and I can say that I would not do anything different, even though that choice I made something hard. That's what we would call a mistake, right? That there was a price we paid with pain. And I would say probably none of you guys can tell me, tap some hearts if you don't regret anything in your life, and that every choice you made was for the best on a higher level. And so when that is true for you, there is absolutely no point in spending any energy looking in the rear view mirror, right? Suzanne says, love that. Even though things are challenging right now, I still love where I'm at and wouldn't change what got me here. Exactly. And so because we know that in the past, we can say, I know that, and now I'm going to move forward in that way. And it just cleans up the energy. And the universe is like, she's serious, because the universe is always waiting to see if you're serious or not. Because people say a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You meet people, they say they're going to do something, they don't do it. They say they want success, they don't do what it takes to have it. And so the universe is not just willy-nilly responding to people everybody who says they want something. No, the universe is waiting for skin in the game and for the feeling of empowerment that comes along with being decisive from our intuition. So it really does speak to that law of attraction piece, which is so powerful. So those are my 5 steps to, yes, Christy, 0 regrets. Michelle says learning from mistakes is awesome. Oh my gosh, so awesome. So the 5 steps: honoring your intuition, practicing small, 51-49 rule, always going with the 51, and never ever looking in your rearview mirror. And just those things alone will make a huge transition, and you probably already do a ton of them anyway. So I hope this was valuable to you. And if it was, then go ahead and share it. And if you don't know, I am doing a free challenge, and I always love to tell you guys about my free challenges. I put the link above for you to join because it's a Facebook Live challenge, which is awesome. So check that out, and I will see you guys on my next live stream. Bye.